Alrighty. I think I've finally gotten all the little buttons toggled together back and forth. Yeah. I'm still waiting for the last couple models to show up. They should have showed up yesterday, but UPS is being weird, and so they're probably going to show up later today. So I'm just going to do a quick stream, kill some time until they show up so I can start doing a rush drop of trying to like toss everything together last minute. Because that's just my style. Don't you know? The ADHD. Where you can only do things if you have a deadline mode activated. Let's see. So, tabletop. Cool. So this is the theory right now, currently. The working idea is a simulated event of what the list should look like. Guard-wise, it's going to have Ironhead Strachan kind of leading the force with his anti-monster ability. He'll probably go with his 20 blob of catechins for the bonus on charges here. Harker will get his own little squad here. They'll kind of like scout up and go for one of the side objectives on table. And just the platoon command squad. I've really started to experiment in playing the platoon command squads as their own unit and not having them attached to like the big squads. Now that I'm moving away from the Leontis command blob, I really wanted to kind of stray from that. I mean, now that indirect is a lot less of a big deal now comparatively, just due to the whole automatic 1 to 3s fail for hit rolls. And so that was kind of the theory and planning behind that. Two Scion squads. I don't know. I've quite found decent models or models I liked enough to use. I mean, I guess there's these guys, but no, I guess these guys are different. They've been added fairly recently, or no? I don't think they had a volley gun that I particularly liked. Well, that's it. Be far. I stand corrected. All right, so it's volley gun, plasma gun, power sword, not with the pistol, or plasma pistol. I built them back in the time when I just like the aesthetic of the hotshot las pistol. Just to stay. Oh, that's right. They didn't have a decent las gun that I liked, or a Voxcaster for this particular group. Whatever. Illustrative purposes. So plasma, regular guy, right? No, I think he has the volley gun. Yeah, volley gun, Voxcaster. I like to keep him around just in case I do like a reroll for the squad for a save, and try to fish for that extra CP if I'm not getting any from either tactical missions or any other means. It's a nice passive way to get it. It's kind of also why I toss them in on the other squads. And it doesn't really hurt. Well, I guess in this case it does because they lose their pain gun. 6 Bulgrin. Those are another classic staple at a guards list. Now, another iteration of this, I think I was probably going to drop something and split up the Ogren. I've become a real big fan of these recently, just because of how they're essentially heavy bolters and they have a nice inbuilt-in rule where they just boost AP, and that's kind of what you're farming for, is just high damage, high AP. Especially if you can toss in the Exterminator, their bonus AP, because the Ogren don't get benefit of the stratagems for overlapping fields of fire, so having the nice little combat triangles assist each other to force damage through, especially on like high value targets like Terminators. We're now starting to get them back onto their invulnerable save, and now we're just kind of pushing everything into the average stat line. What I'm noticing is a 2-up, 4-up with 3 wounds and like feel no pain. So you just got to really like pile in the stats to force things through. That's kind of why I like the Rogaldorn so much too. Is just because of how it's only what the cost of like Land Raider, like 240 points, and it's dealing with like 3 weapons that do 3 damage, and then Meltas are incidental. And they're not as incidental as before, considering now that they can lethal hits off of being a vehicle keyworded. So against monsters and vehicles, they'll lethal hit onto them. So that's kind of handy. And that'll pop in a few more decisions to see if they'll suspend the reroll for saving against like a stray Meltagun that just decided to wanted to wound you today. I should probably fix that. I have a battery. It'll come back to that. Scout Sentinel just for the reroll ones, because that kind of just pops in for everybody, and it really helps with the Rogaldorn since I'm not. Or no, I am taking the Tank Commander. Tank Commander's gonna have the Grand Strategist order, not order, relic or enhancement. It used to be called relics. I get caught in the shorthand with that, and so that'll be that particular combat triangle. It's just this grouping of these 3 models is just really hard not to take in every list that I build. I tried doing like a all infantry list earlier today just to have a baseline, and I went with just a couple Bulgrin, like one squad of 3, and I was trying out the ordnance batteries. I was going for like the heavy last cannon option, just to see if I could test it out, and an Aegis defense line, because I thought the interaction was deep. You can't, or the enemy can't walk over it. It's gonna take up a big chunk of the area, and it kind of gives out an invulnerable save. That was the intent. That was like, oh cool. But then I started looking at like GW layouts for competitive terrain setups, and there's not a, which is, I mean, it's a good and bad thing. I mean, bad for like the instance of me as a shooting army trying to get shots. There's not a whole lot of like cross battlefield fire lanes or like onto like the objectives, at least in the particular mission that I played that I'm kind of like basing this off of. I do a lot of one-off games with like ideas where like I'll build like a particular combat triangle or interaction, and I'll just kind of like throw things on around it, or I'll like try to like toss in like 2 or 3 ideas and just call it a list. That's kind of like what this is here, the Strachan combo, or like I'll build a theme. So in this particular case, it's the Nom theme. So you've got the obvious trifecta here of just this is good. This is going to win me games in and of itself, just because of their damage output. And then it's like, okay, we have Catechins. We're gonna get a bunch of Catechin models, so we're gonna go for a Catechin theme. And so I went out and I grabbed the special characters Harker, Marbo, and Strachan themselves. Last time the Tacoma Open was around, and they had the big GW store like set up in the corner, and I had a bunch of old models. So these are all metal models, or I think he's a resin. I think I haven't opened his box yet, but he got a recent model release within the last like 5 years, or update, I guess. So there's that. We have Scout Sentinels. I want to get another few of these. These are definitely neat. They're pretty high ticket item, or not high ticket item. They're very generalist. You can kind of like toss them into anything with the fact that they get both keywords for regiment and squadron, so they're able to take orders from anybody and hurt anything on a 6 to hit. I still like the las cannon though, even though I'm kind of starting to lean more to autocannon spam, just because of the exterminator. Ooh, another combat triangle I wanted to experiment with later on down the way is Hydras. Hydras with the exterminator as like the lead, and you can get like 2 Hydras for like 1 exterminator. So if you just get one of these and 2 Hydras, and you're like out range shots for like a Armiger Helverin. I mean, you lose out on the invulnerable save, but there's only a few items that'll kind of like kick you onto that. I mean, like, you know, a las cannon going into the Hydra at. Oh, I don't have them scripted. That's right. I didn't get around to that for the rest of the units on the board. But yeah, I will say they're what? They're toughness 9, 10 with a 3-up save versus. No, they'd be similar to the Armiger. Looking at the Hydras, so the 2 Hydras, so you'll have a few more wounds in the profile. You'll have to target 2 separate units to debuff for certain areas, unless you're talking about like auras. And they're twin linked. Yeah, it's like 2 twin linked autocannons, and they get anti-fly compared to the Armigers, who only get it if they're like on an objective or their deployment zone. So you can like really stack on things to like Eldar vehicles and Chaos Demons and so forth, or just like I think Marines are gonna have a big thing right now with Blood Angels, just to like toss a bunch of like AP2 3 damage attacks that ignore cover, because you pair off the triangle with the Hellhound to combat Blood Angels, just to be silly. Oh man, I'm tempted to run this. I have 2 Hydras. I don't have them quite painted yet. I think they're one's primered, the other one's kind of like in a haphazard mess. I kind of didn't have the barrels done on them for last edition, because I would switch between having them as Hydras or as the Wyvern as their alternate kit option, and just going off of the twin linked mortar shards, because that was cool. The idea, I think, was a few editions ago where you get out like the old pie plates, and how barrage worked at the time is you would roll scatter for like the first marker, and then each of them would just like pie plate flip off of the first one, and so you can get like a ton of hits depending on how models are spaced out. They kind of moved away from it in later editions, and now everything's kind of like direct number of shots, and like blast kind of gives you more depending on how many are in the unit rather than actual coherency. So yeah, so this is the primary option that I'm gonna do, unless I can't finish everything. But I'll have the rest of today off stream, or I'll kind of get things assembled and primered, and then tomorrow for stream I'll be doing a quick paint through as many as I can on because that'll be all of the infantry here and half of the Bulgrins and all of the Ogryn. And I still need to grab another box to get the exterminator turret, because all of my original Leman Russes that I have are a bunch of like eBay rescues, and so I'll have like some that are like old 3rd edition, 4th edition kits with like the 2 separate parts and like all the different little wheels here. A couple of them missing treads here and there, but that's, you know, battle damage as one does. Let's see. Other list, saved objects. Do I have anything too super here? Nah. I want Tank Company. Tank Company. Another idea was just all Leman Russes, or like all tanks, and just add in the Rogaldorns and swap out the numbers. Because yeah, going back to the Tank Company theory, you have the tank commander and you've got 9 other tanks, and that's your company, because each tank squadron is, or tank platoon is 3 Leman Russes. So we'll have Vanquisher, Punisher. Those are my 3 squadron commanders, and then I kind of divvied it out to Leman Russ, Demolisher, Leman Russ Eradicator, some variation thereof. I like the Eradicators. They're neat. They've got the ignores cover built in, and AP just AP1, and a decent 2 damage. And they've got the similar result as the Demolisher Cannon for where ability as the Demolisher tank chassis, where they can fire in close combat with no penalty, so they can fire their blast weapons at point blank range. And those will be my like skirmishers, and they'll go for the objectives because they get a decent OC of what, like 5, 4, 3. I think their regular rest is 3. Yeah. So you can push out with a couple Leman Russes, and you're auto-seeing other basic vehicles, and then you've got the blast to deal with hordes. Ideally, that's my particular thing. You've got 3 blast tanks per like objective. You're just gonna toss these into their specific types. I am tempted to get the Punisher turret and switch that out for the Eradicator. I think I've got enough points for that. A lot of the dead space that I'll have left over, I was tempted to do Scout Sentinels, a squadron of those, just to give some reroll ones, because I'm not going to get a whole lot of orders off. I'm going to get, what, maybe a few. He's going to have Grand Strategist, so I can get 2 Leman Russes that are within a 12-inch range a turn, as long as he's alive. And then we'll have, you know, a couple of regular Cadians. Yeah, they're actual Cadians. For sticky objectives and just doing secondaries. I mean, they'll go with the default loadout of, you know, Belt-A-Gun, multi-belt, or Belt-A-Gun, Plasma Gun, Foxcaster. I'm a big fan of the drum-fed autogun. Only reason is just for aesthetics and just having an extra couple of like lasgun shots. Lasgun equivalent, even though they're not actually lasguns, considering he gets like 2 shots. Cause it's just a straight assault weapon. Or, it's no longer an assault weapon. It lost the keyword assault. But it's always going to get 2 shots at 12 inches or 24 versus the Guardsman's 1 at 24 and 2 at 12. It's just they don't have the particular Sergeant model with that weapon here yet, or it's not one that I've found in a particular collection so far, but they're working on it. They're getting new models updated eventually. I really want a Cadian Commander with the Power Fist. But yeah, oh yeah, speaking of the Catachans, like I said, I was excited as I found a couple of the old limited edition sergeants, or the colonels. Yeah, this one, I found this one. I've got this one coming in. This one should come in like Wednesday or Thursday itself. And doing like a quick 3 colors on a character model just to get it over the weekend. But I'll come back to it and start doing like details and so forth later on down the line. And I also got the fancy guy with the Power Fist. I don't know if they have him over here yet. Yeah, I don't think they have him. But they had like the Sergeant Johnson looking dude from Halo as a character, so I was going to use him and just swap out. I don't care that he's on a 32 base versus everyone else's 25s. It doesn't matter. It'll be fine. It's not a whole lot of difference that the 32 base will work versus the 25s, at least for this particular style of squad, considering that they'll either be by themselves or filled with a bunch of other guardsmen, and they'll usually be like the last casualty. Maybe for combat purposes, having a wider base would be important for like coherency, like getting base to base in combat. But so be it. Generally, it's they want you to avoid having a smaller base than you're supposed to have for, like, you know, like Space Marines were used to be on 25s and now they're on 32s. And now they're kind of more enforcing that, as far as I can tell. So I should be fine, especially now that the other guys' bases are a little bit more scenic with their fancy rocks and like plants and so forth. I think this one's standing on a lictor. Licked her head. Hmm. Oh yeah, and then the heavy tank company, whereas I just issue the infantry and sentinels, and just go for triple Rogel Dorn and have the tank commander just kind of like sit with this combo that I just really like. I built it as a plasma. Like I said, a lot of it, maybe not quite built, isn't like that. This is the hand I was dealt with, and so I just kind of like assigned him as like the tank commander for everything. And so this particular company's breakdown would be the 3 Rogel Dorns. Whoa. That's not where I wanted to go. Vanquisher, Vanquisher. Eradicator, Eradicator. Oh, okay, so I did have them just break up to just being 2 of each, just for logistical purposes, just so I could set them on the table fast enough. And we'll go with that, because the Rogel Dorns will have OC 5. 6 if you have the order, and you just give up the +1 to hit. Which is... it's rare, but I'll do it occasionally. Although we do give up a lot of points for Bring It Down, because Bring It Down is, I think, 3 points for each of the Russes, and like 4 for the Rogel Dorns, just because they're at 18 wounds. So if you get like half the army, you're gonna max out. But if I already lost half the army, it's not going well. And once again, I've got a ton of blast just inherently in the list, so I'm not worried about not having lethal hits against infantry. There's very few elite infantry that I'm truly going to be concerned about enough to like wish, oh gosh darn, I wish I had lethal hits. Because even like Terminators, like if I was running into like Deathwing Knights, I could still kind of overwhelm if I get a decent angle on them. The big issue I'm going to have is screening. So ideally, the Eradicators will be, they're usually the ones I'm not going to be too worried about losing first. And the Demolishers just have a silly short range that they're going to be up front anyways. Might as well have them as the screen. And so that'll be the general formation of the double Rogel Dorn, this guy just holding home objective against deep strikers, and then tank commander just gives these the +1 to hit to just wreck whatever they turn their turrets against. I don't know if you can tell, but I really like tanks, considering the fact that I have like 2 tanks to my 1 infantry list. But guard infantry are in a rough spot right now, considering that a lot of their even like anti-tank weapons hit on 5s. Like heavy weapon teams, I have like a ton of these regular ones. I've got the classic, Knight of Mortars, but I also have like 12, 20? No. If there's 2 squads in 1 big blob, and you can have 6, I have like 12 las cannon teams that if I'm not taking the regular infantry, I can just take as heavy weapon team bases, and you're only limited to 9. So if I took 9, I could still technically take 3 regular infantry squads. Ooh, that's a list idea. And then have more of these, but these didn't do too well for me, considering they only moved like 4 inches, which isn't a whole lot, especially considering how terrain is lined up. But yeah, those are some of the combat trio ideas. Did I go over I think I went over the ogre and the heavy bolters. But now that I think about it, if you can toss in chimeras, chimera, chimera, I don't know. Nobody knows how these things are pronounced. The firing slot with these, I think Morty and Glory was talking about it a bunch earlier. You'd have actual heavy bolter. Mine are all stuck with multi-lasers because, like I said, eBay rescues. So I'm kind of like working on a mix of what's good and what I actually have, and I'm not gonna do too many conversion projects if I don't absolutely have to. Multi-laser is usually good enough in a lot of situations. I mean, it's not multi-damage, but it's still gonna force saves on like big things if it gets the lethal hits off. But most importantly, its job is to get things somewhere decent on the board without getting hit with like by anti-infantry and other blast weapons. Tank company. Theorem for this list too was for like secondaries. Oh, that's right. There was supposed to be Gaunt's Ghosts in this particular list. I have them separately saved because they don't like to save on Yellow Scribe with their names correctly. And so I'm stuck trying to like figure out the stats on a tabletop game here and trying to figure out which model does what. And you can hover over and look, but you're trying to like do this quickly in a back and forth situation, and you're like, which one's Larkin? Well, like I can kind of recognize him, but like I don't remember like Ron and Korbeck. I can't differentiate those two pretty easily, and by the time I figure it out, it's already like, all right, I'm running time, and I really need not to. They're not super like offensive in capability, but the fact that they have like fights first, they can really pick off like opposing outflankers. You know, like things that are going to be dropping in just for secondaries, like like scions, like counter scions, or not quite intercessors, but like infiltrators and so forth. The basic 5-band dudes. They're not going to take on full health units too often, and Larkin's 4 damage sniper rifle is amazing at like popping out support characters. Yeah, because if I can just target Harker and just like knock him out in like a mirror match. Because the stat line's just that good. Just for 100 points, just the utility you get out of this unit. So that's theory one. These will handle. I say handle, but this will be what I throw at against like all the Catan or somebody bringing nothing but greater demons, and everything else is kind of just like they're gonna go for scoring objectives. I might actually break these guys up into 2 10-mans and just have Strachan, which is the one. And so you'll go for the three scout moves. So you have one go center, one go right, one go left, and then he'll kind of support the left. The character will support the right, and then the center's just going to be the Bulgrin and a big blob and try to contest. And these guys will provide the OC, and so that'll be their little combat triangle. So tank, actual scoring ability, and secondaries. And then these will follow around, just trying to be a big nuisance. I think I got a couple of the Servitor Ogren for like Necromunda, and I'm gonna try to piece them together to make bodyguards, or maybe use the spare dead dog and make a full 3rd squad just to alternate in between, just to make like sergeant characters. Because it does look like you get a ton of customizability out of the Necromunda models. I'm still on the fence of what I'm going to do for a Krieg themed army, and I definitely do want to do another list where I'm just running nothing but like 30 Rough Riders. Because these fellas are neat. They're just if they get the charge, they're gonna take out a lot of vehicles or whatever. Especially if they get like fixed bayonets, just because of lance and like belted tips. It's hilarious that I like ran into like a berserker squad that wasn't expecting them to hit them, and I was like, oh yeah, AP4, so I just like chunk you, and oh like, yeah, feel no pain. Well, D6 damage each shot, you know. Artillery's kind of on a low point right now. I did hear about some interesting success with death strikes and how they can just force the mind game. Taurox, I really wish that these front wheels were wheels and not these weird tread things. I don't know. I have a couple of these, but I'm definitely looking at getting more, considering now how the I wanted to finish off the rest of my Scion army and get that up to date. We'll see more when October comes around and I get the kill team set that comes out. That's gonna have Vespids and Tempestus Scions, but instead of this armor, they're gonna have the Grav packs. So instead of the regular rolls, they're gonna have like jetpack looking things. And so that'll be an interesting aesthetic, and they'll probably come up with like a war gear change to kind of coincide with their new guard codex coming in next year. Oh, speaking of the new guard codex, I'm super excited for the Krieg primary theme that they're going to go with. And the siege regiment style. I've been really waiting to try to get a themed army based on them. My ordnance team, heavy or field ordnance batteries, don't have their models on it yet because I was really debating on grabbing the Krieg artillery spotters and like the Basilisk loader troops that they kind of had that you can get from Forge World before Forge World got absorbed. And they've been kind of like floating in and out of like availability whenever I have the spare funds to like grab more minis, and it's like, well, I guess I could wait, you know, considering that the model hasn't exactly been performing well for me on table. And it kind of tightens the purse strings, if you would say. Do 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 do. Yeah, I think my Baneblade's got yoinked out of storage unit, so that's unfortunate. I had like 4 of them just in a box, and now they're kind of gone now. There's a couple of Shadow Swords, Baneblade, and a Hellhammer. Hellhammer used to be so cool. I mean, it's still usable. I'd still use it, but that's just because I kind of have it, and I'm kind of just stuck with my mentality of I paid for the model. I'm going to use the dang model. I just got to make sure I find the right application for it. Oh man, the tank company's really drawing me in. I could also just do this and just like drop the Sentinels and swap them out for more Cadians. That's what, 3 more squads, and just do like a tank descent list. Although in that case, I'd probably do 2 to get 2 squads, and then like 1 command squad for orders. Although he's already got the Grand Strategist, but and order, or I could do 3 squads, like a Castellan or Creed. I think we'll say Creed, and a platoon command squad to go with them. So platoon that, or platoon could just be in charge of this particular group. And Creed will just hold these 2, and this will be like an infantry push to the side. And that'll give me sticky objectives for the home thing. And I'll just rely on lethal hits for everything else to track through. Although I'll need to find extra sponsons for the Vanquishers, because I'm pretty sure those I have as... Oh, no. The Vanquishers I have as sponsons. It's the Demolishers that don't. In this particular list they do, just because it's tabletop, I can kind of like fudge between models that I actually have and not. I strive to go with what I have already built, but there's some times where I can like, let's Delusion of Grandeur. I shell out for like, you know, eBay or buy another model kit to get these sponsons in. I think somewhere in the bits box I've got like a couple of them, so I could do like 1 or 2 maybe. But let's see, the Demolishers are regular kits. I know my Leman Russ is the regular Leman Russ battle tank. Are the old kit with like the wide turret rings. And so it was an effort to try to get these all lined up and batched up to a uniform standard as I like dug through the bits box that I was given when I got the army from somebody else because they were getting out of the hobby. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll give you, you know, a few $100 for, you know, some of these because like I'm getting like a couple of these and like bits off of eBay on another set. This tank was part of like another lot with a few of the regular guardsmen, and it's just been a journey in and of itself trying to get everything uniform, as you will. And it's always just the hard balance of playing a theme that I like and an army that's good. There we go. Neat, organized rows. Your tanks all jumbled. My tanks are in a row, organized in a formation. But yeah. Let's see. Where is USPS? Not USPS, UPS. Tracking. It says it'll be here today, eventually. Alright, fine. I'll trust you this time. You know, they'll probably knock while I'm doing this, and like, I can't hear because I got music playing. Hmm. I could go with, yeah, this is going with the Cadian theme, and then I'll just grab, you know, Creed and a couple other things. We'll just swap out basically these one for one. Because I think these are pretty darn close in points. I'll just borrow this command squad that's new, just for visual purposes. I could just swap these guys out for Sentinels, but I'd have to grab more Sentinels, and I don't have that in the budget quite yet, considering what I just grabbed. I did grab a couple more Hellhounds, so I could do like a light tank list where I'm just doing Hellhounds, Hydras, and Chimeras, and just do like a big swarm of these, and just go with the toughness 10, 11 wound chassis spam. I'd lose out on like blast weapons compared to like the Leman Russes, but having more Russes and that's a little bit more flexible in my mentality of like what I can take per se. This is going to be a big difference, I guess, in like usability, although I'm not too sure how Sentinels fit in. Like officially Sentinels could fit in nicely, but I don't know aesthetically. But yeah, I haven't had too many situations with the jungle fighters, but definitely the Rogaldorns. Or no, was it? Oh, recently it was the Kasrkin. Kasrkin have been like total MVPs. The last like few major events I've gone to, just you know, they scout. They have a bunch of like silly rules, like the mine handing out mortal wounds, or the sniper just tossing in those last couple of wounds on characters. I did go with like the option to like build everything so that technically I can run like a kill team and just kind of like swap out the different options. So I have like 3 variants of Sergeant, so plasma pistol, chainsword, power sword, las pistol, and something else. Oh, chainsword, las pistol. No, I think it was power sword too. So power sword, and this, because you could only use one of each in any given like kill team event, so it wasn't too big of a deal to just have a couple of quote-unquote wasted models in that sense, because they'd still be useful as is in 40k, although not as meta per se, but there's still uses for like a grenade launcher, flamethrower, Kasserkin squad, because they can just bully other, basic infantry. Kasserkin can like knock off a regular Cadian 10-man group off an objective, or the Guardian equivalent. The toughness 3 with a 5-up save and 1 wound, maybe a feel no pain or like in cover, but the flamer just ignores cover, and the grenade just adds blast and just forces a bunch of saves. Tie that in with their ability to self-order, and you can really get some tricky movement or bonus OC they can like steal objectives off units that thought they were gonna be pretty safe. I do want to get some regular Tauroxes just because the whole move and disembark thing. But like I said, I still need to figure out that conversion bit. But that'd be cool for like a mechanized platoon where we'll take a random smattering of like 4 tanks. So one tank will be a tank commander, and we'll have 4 of these Tauroxes. Boop, boop, boop. And they'll have infantry. Yeah, sure, we'll copy these guys for now, just for demonstration purposes. And that'll be the scoring capability. This will be the damage capability. And then we'll just smatter in, a sentinel for like scouting purposes, getting a model out on the way to move block. And it kind of sucks that we only get the 1 reinforcement roll, but it just means I could spend CP on more on rerolls and other things, although I don't have a great history of rerolls, because a lot of times it's just reroll 1s into 1s. Bulgard are great, just standing and holding the line against the madness of the universe. I've had them just tie up greater demons, just sit there and be durable, even with the slab shields. Although the fancy invulnerable save shields are better statistically, I do like just the extra wound, because they naturally have like damage reduction. So 2 damage becomes 1 damage against them, and 3 damage becomes 2 damage. And they get a feel no pain, so there's less overkill basically comparatively. At least that's how I work it out. They can take 4 1 wounds versus the other guys that can take 3, and then they get knocked out with the invulnerable shield. And so a lot of things that are going to hit them are going to be already like melee monsters, so it's not too big of a deal that I'm not getting a save. And they've got a decent enough toughness that they're going to be forcing at least 3s to wound for most things. And if they're already going to be wounded on 2s, there's not a whole lot I'm going to do about it anyways, as a guardsman player. And that's why these guys are combat with them rather than like one of the tanks getting tagged by it. That's the hope. That's the dream. This is very tempting. Oh, that's right, I stole these tanks. This seems more practical. And then this just seems like a fun theme of just, Vietnam. And just go with the different abhumans. Oh yeah, ratlings. Ratlings are neat. They're nice for like setting up action threats for turn 1. So you'll either like cover an alley to pop characters that end up coming down around a corner, or set up to tag an objective for like terraforming or be an engage on all fronts unit, and you kind of just got to play cagey with them or bait out charges, because you know a lot of people are just going to go for that turn one charge, and you know what, go for it, turn one charge these guys. I'm going to have these guys in a spot where I'm going to have guns covering that location, so you're going to charge, you're going to finish them off because they're toughness 2 one wound models with like a t-shirt save. Like, you're going to tag them and you're going to wipe them out, and now you're going to be out in the open where I want you to like just gun you down with the 2 Rogaldorns. I mean, sure, you'll get the kill, but hopefully they won't be on the objective, so they won't be giving out like, you know, overwhelming force or some other nonsense. And that's a big thing you got to remember with like early deployment for these things, like the infiltrators or scouts. You want to make sure that they're in position to threaten things, but not where they're going to give up points or like set up consolidations. Because I've had issues personally where I've had guardsmen like stand in front of a tank. Like, I would set the tank 3 inches out. You know, it's like, oh, you know, I'm gonna have this so that if they hit this front rank, they're not gonna consolidate into the tank. But then, you know, their jetpack troops just charge over and they like hit both units, and I'm like, wow, that's ridiculous. That was like such an annoying charge that I was like, never again. I'm not gonna deal with that. So I'm gonna make it even further out screening. Because I think that happened to me in one of the tournaments where I was against the Chaos Marine player, and he had his Warp Talons with jump packs jump over a line and start tagging a tank. And now that the Rogaldorn was in combat, it's hitting worse because the big guns never tire, and I don't have any fall back and shoot mechanics for vehicles and guards. So either like I sit there and take it, or I fire out in combat if I reduce effectiveness. You've got a couple of like direct fire weapons like the Melta-guns and Stubber to like kind of clear off like the remains of chaff that are like sticking to the hull. But you're basically stuck on waiting until somebody else can come rescue you, or eating the bullet and falling back so that the other Rogaldorn can just turn the turret and clear out whatever was attacking you. But then that drags away target priority away from, you know, further forward targets. Yeah, I'm a fan of balanced lists able to like do the table objectives, but skew lists also look really pretty. Just the idea, the allure of, you know, this is my company, this is it's doing its thing. I could be tempted to give these guys just transports, but now you're giving up your bonus units that you could have had to a transport to make these guys not particularly more effective. They don't do a whole lot more with the transport compared to like anything else. I guess if I swapped out for like Catachin Jungle Fighters, they'd get scout on the Chimeras, but they're just basic infantry. And if I'm gonna go with infantry, I might as well go for quantity to get screening and secondaries out of the way, and just continue with the other theme. But orders seem nice too, so we can just do orders and give them, you know, +1 to hit, or move 9 inches to be a nuisance over there, or first rank, second rank if they're going against you know, other light infantry, or even just an active desperation against heavy infantry. Because now they get lethal hits against infantry, they can really fish for the critical hits to hopefully just bypass the 2 wound roll and start stacking dice that the enemy rolls. Because you roll enough dice, you're gonna get some ones eventually. And if you can just force the opponent to just keep rolling saves, that's kind of where it goes downhill after they spend their reroll, and now they saved one guy, but now everybody else is still going to take another half dozen saves to continue down the chain. Alrighty. I think I am going to give the tank list a try, but I will definitely be getting the catechins up and running tomorrow for sure, just to see if I can get them done in time. So this is what I'm going to run if I can get them done in time. If not, oh, I was probably gonna change out something for the vehicles, but what would I change? I might just drop a Rogodorn. Nah, double Rogodorn's where it's at. Because I was also tempted on getting an assassin, because the assassins are neat. They've definitely got a glow up, and then the new book. Yeah, I think I'll lock it in. We've got the one guy for infiltrate secondaries. These guys can infiltrate secondaries, and they can go up and down. You've got the 2 units for deep strike to do back of objective, so they can get behind enemy lines. Secondaries, they can get engaged on all fronts. They can get established locusts, and maybe like a mission secondary. So that's their task. And if they can't do any of those, they've got decent shooting to like plink a unit off of an objective somewhere. They get reroll all hits on objectives. Units on objective. Enemy units on an objective. And so they can kind of finish off squads that are on things. These guys would just basically sit on home objective and just start ordering out to, I guess, the sentinels or this other squad. If I'm going to divvy them out into 3 10-man squads. I could put them together, but then this group loses scout, because even though they're Catechin modeled command squad, they don't actually get the scout rule because they just use the generic platoon stat line, which I find ridiculous, but whatever. Let's see. Wish I had a clock. I didn't need to add that to the little deck thingy. I think it might be on the other one. Okay. It's about 5. We'll call the strategy session here. We're gonna roll on down to Space Marine 2. I want to start grinding more for the weapon upgrades that I've been missing out on. I've been popping in here and there with other people, and I'm like, I don't have enough rank on this character to actually help out that I want to. Oh, that cut out of me. That's why. I was wondering why I got quiet. Alright. We'll exit out Tabletop Simulator. And Steam, I summon thee. Glorious victory. That's cool. Alright. We're gonna pop that. I need this one on. Space Marine 2. Close that. Space Marine 2. Done. Done. Alright, that should have updated correctly. Let's see what it says. Oh. wonder if I can fix that. Or if I'm just stuck on... Let's see what this thing does. Does that work? Hey, that worked. All right, cool. I was worried that that wasn't going to toggle correctly over. Alright, and controller's not plugged in. Of course not. Why would that work? Boop doop doop. So apparently I found out that you could do these weird missions in the operations tab to break up your weaponry. So I'm going to try to poke in on there to see if I can get some of the, at least the basic stuff out of the way and see what the time attack does. That tag, okay. So am I in the right area? Should be in the right area. I don't have a mission selected, so it shouldn't draw on any randoms. Everybody in there, nope, I'm in the armoring hall. I need to find... Alright, watch big. Where am I? I'm in Eternal War. Okay, so I'm in the multiplayer, so I'm gonna go there. Sure, tactical. There. Let us see. Brother. Okay. Oops, I want you as the regular gun. Plasma incinerators. Oh, I could unlock that. Oh no, I don't want to use purple for green. You don't want to use Artificer to unlock a Mastercrafted if you don't absolutely have to. Because that's silly. And so that's why everybody has the exclamation point, just because, oh, you can unlock this. No, you can't. Alright, start trials, sharpen your skills at each class. First time you complete each trial, you earn a reward. You can also repeat each trial. Awesome. So complete this mission in 60 seconds. Let's go. So, scan. Alright, 15. to 60 seconds. I don't get the, what's it called? I don't get the zoom in because the gun I had. Alright, we're gonna try this again. Now that I know what I'm facing, I can get the first guy out instantly because of the, Let's go. Reload. Let's go. 35 seconds. Heck yeah. Hey. I love the grenade launcher. It cheeses some of the things you can do pretty well, especially if you get next to like, the ammo box, and you can just like lob into like zone throws from a distance, and so your team will like be aggroing over there, and as a tactical, you can just flex into the distance over there, and it'll really help out. I have no idea what I'm doing. Oh, I'm a Melta guy. I gotta learn how to use Melta gun. Oh, fantastic. Alright, block. I can't do anything about that guy. Alright, murder. Alright, 2. Fire barrels are always bad. Alright. Come on, at least give me 60 seconds. Let's go. Alright. So we got the first, so now I know. We're gonna pistol, pistol, pistol. We'll get the 3 fire barrels. And then we're going to Melta the first couple groups. So Melta, pistol the trio, and then finish off whatever else they throw at me. Pistol, pistol, Melta, Melta. Come on, give me the execute. 30 seconds, come on. Come on, 40, 50. Ah, we just missed the last threshold. Dang. Come on. Couple hits there. Execute. That should clear out some of this horde here, and then we can start focusing on this other guy. Horde. Let's go. 43 seconds. Alright, so we broke the next barrier, so what I need to do is I need to get both of the last warriors in the same blast radius. If I can get them doing that, then I can focus on the last area. 1, 2, 1, 2. Execute. Let's go. That'll clear that horde. And is that 40 seconds? That was 40 seconds. We did it. A score. Let's go. And then scan and look for the Auspex. Kill 5 enemies with headshots. Completed 60 seconds. We're gonna do all 3 of those. And execute. Come on, 30 seconds. Hope there's not more. Let's go. Max result first try. That's cool. So that gets me 3 basic things that I need, and then a decent smattering of requisitions. So now we can start buying these. Oh, does that mean I don't get any XP until I start hitting that area? Bolt pistol I wanted to unlock. So we're just going to continue upgrading those. And the master chainsword. That's already been unlocked. We're waiting to unlock this, but I need more XP for that. Okay. What was another one I wanted to do for this? Nothing else really, because I know other people that I want to play with already do heavy and something else. So I think tactical is one that I'm pretty safe to use. Otherwise, Melta rifle. I can never quite get the grasp on how like the Melta rifle tags out, but we'll see. Alright, new bolt pistol. What are we gonna do? Can we get more bullets or better damage? Better accuracy? Obviously you go with the more bullets. I don't want to auto-master it because I need to get the XP anyways for the other thing, so we'll keep that on for now. We'll keep the DLC appearance, but I think I get something cool just for having that, yeah. Alright, bolt rifle. Now plasma guy wants me to look at something here. Oh. So, more magazine capacity or venting speed. I feel like magazine capacity is the way to go. Although being able to vent faster is useful as well. Because what are you supposed to be doing with the positive? You're supposed to, like, you know, charge it up and hit big heavy things. So, all right, let's do that. I mean, I could technically just go with both, but yeah, venting's good. You're usually near enough ammo anyways, except for like maybe a few missions, and that's just the matter of just ammunition priority on yourself to manage. So it's not too big of a deal. And so now we just need to farm for Artificer and actually just use these. I need to tag that so that goes away. Haha, all the alerts are gone. And I get an armor. RPs, that doesn't tell me why. But I'll take it. They look fancy. Ah, Now that I realize I don't have all my exceptions built in. All the first company dudes that I've been painting up and multiplayer just aren't in here. Oh well. Let's do these salt trials. Let's see what they want me to do. Jump pack. Move across the battlefield quickly and do power jumps. I want to do this in 40 seconds. Jump. Jump, jump. Okay. Bonk. Get bonked. And goodbye, head. Oh, just over 40 seconds. Dang. That should give you 50. Boop, boop. Yeah, you gotta get that triple combo going to get that, No! I hit the Y. I didn't think it would let me jump off, but I guess it will. Good to know, good to know. Aw, countered me. Nope, I messed up again. I wish it wouldn't give me that info. I know I messed up. You don't need to tell me how bad I messed up. Okay. One, two, three. And then one more spawn. 1, 2, 3. "40 seconds. Let's go. All right. Keeping a distance. Cover ground. So we're charging a Venom Cannon warrior. Oh, no way. I didn't need to worry about the gaunts. That's broken. But I'll take it. Death from above. Completed in 80 seconds. Hit 5 with the ground pound. Hit 5 with melee attacks. Alright, this one seems like it's going to be annoying. But we're going to wander off. And 3. Execute. That should reset that. Nope. Oh, it didn't let me jump. It didn't let me jump. two, three. Come on. One, two, three. Smash. Ah, oh, you got the block off. This should clear out this group. Nope, we did not. I was too far away. 5 minutes. What would else would I use? Alright. Trials. Right, in order to finish the rest of these. Shenanigans we have to do as a Vanguard. Okay. Ah, I missed the 40-second mark. But I think I was supposed to use the mid group to get that distance. So we're gonna try that again. But now that I know. Bonk, stab, break his neck. Use that to ferry forward. I missed 40 seconds again. Dang. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that second group. Okay, maybe I have to shoot a couple of them. We'll see. Boop. There we go. Yeah! 40 seconds. Let's go. Okay, grab the launcher, bring the target. So it's basically just telling me to jump across ledges again. I did this. 1, 2, 3. Couple of rapid fires and it should reset me. 1, 2, 3. Dodge their jump, and Synapse should kill the minions. And stab. Under 40 seconds. See, I could do this and like one-on-ones just fine, but like try to get me in like a multiplayer game where I'm stuck with like latency against other players, and that's where I start having issues. Oops. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that should get rid of the swarm around me. One more, but we're going to be over the time limit there. Yeah. Alright. Should clear that time. That's that timer. I should have hit all the hallmarks now. 5 melee, 5 grapnel, 80 seconds. Alright. Now we can complete our next set of trials. Yeah, we'll just finish off the rest of the trials and we'll figure out what I'm going to do with all these things. Yep. Tutorial. Oh, I gotta heal? Projectile left from capacitation, complete in 40 seconds. Oh, okay. That's easy enough. Come on. Get the last bit of accuracy out. 34 seconds. Let's go. Beat it by that much. I love these little time attack things. They're kind of handy for just, you know, back and forth on just getting the basics down. So block, shield bash. I forgot what the heck I was supposed to be doing here. Hit enemies with shield bash. Okay. Oh, that's cool. It just does a wave of damage. It's like a, what do you call it? A flamethrower, basically. Alright, we're capturing this area now. Oh, it's a lot darker over here. And across. Grenade. One 20 seconds. I didn't realize I didn't have to like get all the shield bash hits in the beginning, but I'll take it. Alright, 10, shield bash, keep the buddy alive. Profit. Come on, shield bash. Come on, let's go. Did I get rid of shield bashes? No, I did not. Alright, so we gotta get all three. Let's go. One more time, one more time. I got all the shield bashes in now. Ah, 55 seconds. That's less than half the time frame that they gave me to finish that. That's awesome. Alright, let's see what they give me for a sniper. So we just like pop through the different trials here. Ooh, fancy. And bonk. of it is. I think it's only 20 seconds. I never got a reset on my heal. Or invisibility. Aw, that guy cost me by the max health. 80 seconds, yep, 120. I can do this in 60? Oh, I just gotta revive all squad members. Okay. Oh no, I have to defeat everybody in 60 seconds. Alright, so how am I supposed to do that? That makes sense. You would use that to, jumpstart the first engagement. 'Cause normally you would just use your basic weapon to do the thing. Ah, that hurt. Alright, let's get this guy up. Poke, stab. Did I get him? Did I get that one? 120. Alright, cool. Got it with an 80. I don't know how we're gonna do 60, but okay. Maybe I just kite the first squad? We're gonna try to get max on that one. Did I get most of the warriors there? I did. Let's go. Oh, but so close. By like 2 seconds. All right, so that is going to be the trick, is to somehow get beyond this first group here. Missed the last second. Ten seconds off. Alright, so maybe I can drop the thing there. Alright, so we're gonna rush by. Oh no. Come on. Nope, still over the minute. I don't know what I need to do to get this last one. Is there a way I can just do it faster by not reviving anybody? Alright, one last try. Maybe it's because I'm reviving rather than dealing with this guy. Oh, that got me. One, two. Over that. Nope, that's unblockable. Come on, 1 minute. Nope, we're just short. And we still got to get the other long-range guy. Maybe I fight the first group, and the second group's the one I can stealth out of the way. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to have to do. Let's see, how much time do we got left? Yeah, we got a couple more tries. I did want to try to get the other rest of these. Let's see. Oh, there's so many more. Alright. I'm not going to worry about the sniper. I do want to try the heavy trials, and we'll finish those off. Oh, we'll call it a night after we get the 2-hour mark. Boo! By the time we got... Oh, is that 40 seconds? Did I get the 40 seconds? Yes! First try. I didn't even know what the heck I was supposed to do. Alright, servant strong point. Alright. No one can force you for the transposition when you hold the Melty Melta. Do not leave the capture zone. Have to beat everything in 80 seconds. Alright. And bonk that guy. Stab that guy. Reach. That is mine. Come on, execute. Wanna wait to do it? No, I didn't make it in 60 seconds. Ah! I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. Come on, just get off the objective. Is that everything? It's everything. Come on! Ah, I never left the thing. How? Come on. 10 seconds. Does that kick me out? That kicked me out, didn't it? Nope, that's still over a minute. Ah, come on. How do I kill the other guy faster? Alright, we'll come back to that. 80 seconds, Iron Halo. Don't let your plasma overheat. Oh, that's gonna be fun. Oh, that was cool. I don't know why people have issues with the heavy plasma, but alright, I'll take it. Try for at least one of these other ones here. Oh, that's fast. Oh, do not kill Minoris enemies with weapons. Aw. How about now? How about now, game? Is that good enough for you? Kill 3 enemies with headshots. Ah, ha, ha, come on. There. 3 headshots. No Minoris enemies killed with weapons. And 3 headshots. Or 60 seconds. Alright, completed 60, 40 seconds. 40 seconds is the goal. What am I doing? Nope, didn't hit 40 seconds. But not I know. I can try it again a little faster this time. Ah, we lost it by 4 seconds. Okay. Alright, so we'll have to snipe this first group. "30 seconds. Let's go." Okay, so I've done all the trials. This should get me out of the basic stuff here. Actually, what did I miss? What did I miss here on this one? Oh, I had to beat that in 60 seconds, but I have no idea I was going to do that. All right. Doo-ba-doo-doo-doo. Let's see. Kind of want to finish the last of this trial here. Let's try to get this last one. Come on, let that clear that out. I got 15 seconds to hold the rest of this. Is that enough? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, come on, we were 2 seconds off. No, it's gonna be the full 5 seconds. I don't know what I missed to get that extra seconds. Oh, I left the capture zone. Ah, come on. Is that enough? Do I not get a bonus for just being here? 2 seconds, that only saved me 2 seconds. There. Alright, finally. Jeez. That took a few tries. Alright, we finished all the trials for everybody, except for the first sniper, which is the camo cloak. I think I'll call that here, though. And yeah, just end it there.